Okay, number 14. So without using your calculator, all in bold marks, work out 3/8 divided by 2 1/4. So when it says don't use your calculator, actually go ahead and put this in your calculator. And when you do that, you'll get an answer which is 1/6. And this is the target of what you want to get. Okay, so this is something you should do instinctively. Now let's go ahead and try and show this step by step. So to do this, first things first, yeah, let's straight away convert the mixed number into a fraction. And by the way, I would put this mixed number in your calculator. So you can get 3/8 divided by, and entering 2 1/4 in your calculator, you get 9/4. Okay. And now to deal with division, the cool rule is that you need to use the KS2 method, yep. Keep, flip, and change. So we keep the 3/8, we flip the 9/4 and change the division sign. So it'll be 3/8 times 4/9. So you always flip this fraction and flip this to a times. And that's it. Now all you do is just times it head on. So 3 times 4 is 12, and then 8 times 9 is 72. And then put this in your calculator and you get 1/6. And that's it. You've literally done it. Okay, number 15. Write as a single fraction in the simplest form. Now notice here how we're adding fractions, yeah? When we add fractions, all we care about is having common denominators, okay? So looking on the left hand side, we know that it's missing an x plus 2, so that's what we're going to multiply up and down by. And on the right side is missing a 3, so that's what we multiply up and down by. Now doing that, if we multiply left side by x plus 2, we're going to get x minus 5 times x plus 2 all over 3 times x plus 2. So that's the left side. Now for the right hand side of the fraction, if you multiply these two by 3, 6 times 3 is 18 over 3 times x plus 2. Now for these kind of questions, it's not important to expand the bottom half, by the way, yeah? We can just leave as it is, because you may be able to simplify it later on. Now to finish this off, all we have to do now is literally expand this double bracket. So using that FOIL method, we just do x times x and then x times 2, minus 5 times x and minus 5 times 2. And this will give us, let's do it over here, x squared plus 2x and then minus 5x, so that gives us a minus 3x minus 10. And then we can add it to the next fraction, which is plus 18. The reason why is because since you've got common denominators, you can just combine the top. So this left side plus the right side. And all of that over 3 times x plus 2. Now we're going to see if we can simplify this further, yeah? So let's have a look. So we've got minus 10 plus 18. That breaks down to 8. So we're going to have x squared minus 3x plus 8 over 3 times x plus 2. Can we simplify this further? Let's see. 8. Let's see. So the way this works, if you can factorize this one, it'd be good. So we look at the 8. So we ask ourselves, what two numbers multiply to make 8? Well, we got 8 and 1 or 4 and 2. But looking at both these pairs cannot give you a 3 if you added or minus any of them. So actually, we're just going to assume that this is the most simplified solution you can get. And we leave that there. Alright, number 16. So for these types of problems, it's always good to do each line at a time, or every sentence at a time, to try and deduce it as we go along. So let's have a look. So the diagram shows an isosceles triangle ABC with AB equal AC. Isosceles means two lengths are the same. In this case, we got AB and AC. That also means that both angles are the same. So if this is X, this is also X. So that's actually going to help us. Now it says that LCM, so like this line here, LCM and BCN. So let's see, BCN. So BCN are straight lines. Again, that's also helpful. And LCM is parallel to AB. So this means this line is parallel to this line. Okay, what that tells us there, if you got two parallel lines, this takes the form of something known as the Z shape, or the corresponding angles. So if this is 56, then this would also be 56. That's just properties of parallel lines. Another thing to note is that because you got two straight lines like this, if you got an angle here, A, then this would also be A. If this was B, this would also be the same as B. Looking carefully, we have 56 plus X must equal Y. So we have 56 plus X must equal Y. We also have a triangle here, ABC. And we know that all angles in a triangle adds up to 180 degrees. So we can say 56 plus x or plus 2x must equal 180. Okay, so we have two equations. Now from this, we can find the value of x and y. So alright, let's do this part first. Let's calculate x. So to find x, we firstly got minus 56 across. So 180 minus 56. This will give us 2x equals 124. And then halving this value to find x, we get 62 degrees. So that's good. Now we got 62. To find y, let's use this equation. So you got 56 plus 62, and that gives us y. So adding your answer to the previous one, 62 plus 56, and we get 118 degrees. Okay, number 17. So t to the power x times t to the power 2 equals t to the power 10. Find the value x. Now this is straightforward if you know power rules. The rule is if you're timesing terms, you add the powers. So adding the powers, you got x plus 2, and that must equal 10. Yep, and that's it. And then subtracting 2, you get x equals 8. Yeah, not bad. B. Simplify 4 over x to the power of negative 2. Now, one thing I want to say here. When you have something to the power of a negative, the answer is definitely not negative. Negative always means the reciprocal. And reciprocal means you flip it upside down. So negative 2 becomes positive 2. Now, all you want to do is literally... Now this becomes a positive, so this means you want to square everything inside the bracket. So x to the power 2 is x squared. 4 to the power 2, so 4 squared is 16. Yep, and we leave it like that. Next one, simplify a to the power 3 b7 divided by a to the power 6 b to the power 2. So like the first problem where we added the powers, in this case we subtract the powers when we divide. So do it term by term. So a3 minus a6 gives us a to the negative 3. b7 take away b2 is going to be b to the power 5. Yep, and that's all. And now 18. Solve the simultaneous equations. So these are my favorite ones. The way to do this so easily is to literally look at the x values and try and make them the same. Now one's a 2x and one's a 5x. Now they both match up at the value of 10x. And to get them to 10x, we multiply the first one by 5 and the second one by 2. And if you do that, times in the first equation by 5, you're going to get 10x plus 15y equals minus 60. For the second equation, timesing it by 2, you're going to get 10x plus 4y equals 28. And now lastly, to get this done nice and easy, we want to subtract these equations. And when you subtract them, and this is the point of simultaneous equations, it will literally eliminate these two. And then you're left with 15y take away 4y is 11y. Minus 60 minus 28 is minus 88. And therefore, y equals minus 8, because you got to divide by 11. Okay, so we found y, which is good, but notice how you got two slots. So you've also got to find x. Now this is straightforward. Since you got the value y, you can essentially plug it to any equation you see. So I'm going to plug into the first equation, okay? Just for convenience sakes. So we've got 2x plus 3y equals minus 12. So I'm going to write it here. So instead of y, we're going to replace it with minus 8. So 2x plus 3 times minus 8 equals minus 12. And you can probably see that this has become a simple equation now. So timesing 3 with minus 8, you get minus 24 equals minus 12. And then adding 24 across, we're going to get 2x equals minus 12 plus 24 is plus 12. Halving this, you get 6. So x equals 6. Okay, number 19. So use the quadratic formula to solve the given equation here. And you must show all your working and give your answers correct to 2 decimal places. Okay, so the quadratic formula is quite straightforward. Okay, or maybe not. If you know it, then always write it down first. And it's always a good idea to write your formulas first. So it will be minus b plus minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Now, a, b, and c represents the values in front of every single term, like 3x squared, 7x, and minus 11. So we say that the coefficient a, which is the value in front of the x squared, is 3. B is the value in front of the x, which is 7. and C is the last term, which is minus 11. Now all you want to do, guys, is just substitute these values into this quadratic formula. So you can say, all right, x equals minus b, so minus 7, plus minus the square root of b squared, so 7, wrap it in a bracket, squared, minus 4 times a times minus 11, which is c. And it's all over 2 times a. Now a good idea is to always wrap it in a bracket like this, yeah? The reason why is that when you input into the calculator, there's literally a 0% chance you get it wrong. And that's what you want to be at. Now when you do this, literally write all of this in, and for the plus minus bit, make sure you put a plus, okay, and see what that gives you. And when you do enter in the calculator, you're going to get an answer something like 1.0756 ... They want the answer to 2 decimal places, so literally the first 2 digits after the decimal. So you want to round up, and because you got 5 here, you want to round up the 7 to an 8, so it'll be 1.08. If you replace the plus sign in your calculator with a negative sign, you get something like minus 3.4089. And that's and again, same idea approaches. You want to round up to 2 dp, so you're going 8 after the 0, so round up 40 to 41, so it'll be minus 3.41. And that's it, guys. These are your 2 x values for this question.